Hi, everybody. My name is Cheyenne Sobleski, and I'm going to be talking about equal opportunity within the workplace. So, what is equal opportunity? Well, equal opportunity is defined as not discriminating against another person based on race, religion, sexual orientation, and more. So, equal opportunity within the United States. The United States has a commission, the Equal Employment Opportunity Commission, or EEOC, and this regulates that employers do not discriminate against applicants or employees based on race, color, religion, sexual orientation, identification, pregnancy, national orientation, age, disability, or genetic information. So the company that I chose to analyze for this project was Apple. Apple, I thought, did an amazing job with their diversity and equal opportunity within their workplace. I would show you the website, but unfortunately, it doesn't work with the recording device that I'm using for this project. But on their website, they have a whole page devoted to diversity and their equal opportunity within their workplace, and it pulls numbers from their employees, where they're at, with how many women that they employ, how many minorities that they're employing, the different races that they're employing, and whatnot, and coming from their stories on there and whatnot from like the LGBTQ community, and just all kinds of different things for diversity and whatnot, and saying how they uphold that. And so I thought that they did a really great job because this was available online for me to look at, and I could analyze and see very clearly that they're a company that really focuses on being an equal opportunity employer to not only their employees, but then really diversity is something very important to them. You could see throughout the page. So I'd encourage you to check that out. It was very interesting and it was cool to look at. And then, so my personal objectives. So for the assignment, we had to come up with some, and I came up with these four. And in the next few slides, I will go through them in more depth. So the first one I came up with that I would want to uphold would be to make my company known for diversity. Diversity is something that I think is very, very important. And so within the workplace, I would want to embrace a number of different cultures through different events. I think would be really cool. You could partner with other companies and that kind of thing, and just get more knowledge and more base and whatnot. I think that would happen. You could also do that through the staff and through cultural training, just to know that diversity is a big part of our company and that we embrace it. Then the next thing I thought of was represent a number of races, cultures, genders, ages, religions, and more. And how would we do this? We would not discriminate or allow any discrimination. We wouldn't tolerate it within our workplace. That's just something that I don't think is right, and I would want in my own business to just represent a lot of those different people and not allow any sort of discrimination to be taking place, because it's just not appropriate within the workplace. And then diversity leads to knowledge. So I think diversity is something that is very, very important. And I think that it leads to knowledge. It opens your view. It opens your worldview. You get to hear about other people's experiences, and just all kinds of things. And I think it really can open somebody's eyes. I can personally attest to this after living in an East African country, Uganda, for 2 months this summer, and then going back over Christmas too. I grew up in Marathon, which is a very small town, about 1,500 people, pretty much all white, and going to a community in Africa, which was all black. So it's very, very different. But I would say that these experiences and doing that kind of work made me see all the different, there was different cultures, different, all kinds of things. And it opened my eyes. And I think that it's really important to have it within people's lives and to have it within the workplace. I think it just is a really smart business choice as well. And then, so have company-wide diversity training. This objective I thought was really important because I want my company to be known for it, and I want my employees, or say like in the future, I'd want those employees to know about diversity, why it is so beneficial to them, to our world, and to the company. So why it is a good choice. So I think that having training like this yearly or biannually or something like that, just to kind of go over that, talk about the issues in the world that we're facing today, and just kind of make sure that we're aware of the situation and that our company is keeping up to date and that we are being equal opportunity employers. And then some strategies to uphold these objectives. So I thought of a few different ones. Analyzing the employee population. So what does the employee population look like? Is it mostly men? Is it mostly women? Is it mostly Black? Is it mostly Asian? Where does all that sort of thing lie? Just knowing that. Then creating a committee for equality and diversity. I think this is really important. It would be made up of many different people from all kinds of different races, religions, sexual orientation, all that kind of thing. It'd be made up of a lot of different people from different areas, and then they would be in charge of kind of making sure that that was upheld within the workplace, and that diversity and equality were kind of upheld, and maybe gathering together events or whatnot to get the workplace together, just to make sure that those are being kind of upheld and celebrated and whatnot. And then continuously updating and making sure that the equal opportunity plan, what we're working on in this module right now, is actually up to date, that there's not old information out there. If there's something that needs to be added, it's added, and just making sure that it's where it needs to be. And then I thought of biannual training on diversity and equality opportunities. Like I said before, I think that training, either whether it's twice a year, yearly, or even more than that, or less than that, I don't know, that it would be very important within the workplace, just to make sure that we're upholding that, and we're telling our employees why that is important, why it's important for them, why it's important for our world, why it's important for the business, and all that kind of thing. And then I definitely had on there for strategies to uphold the objectives, was to there's no discrimination. It's not allowed in the workplace. It's not something that's tolerated within the workplace, within my own life. It's just not something that should be happening. And so just kind of upholding that in the workplace, the atmosphere that we work in, that we make sure that that is really known, that that's not acceptable. And then the last one was, how do we measure these objectives? So I thought of two different ones. The first one I thought of was company-wide questionnaires. So I thought doing this a few times a year or whatnot, doing an anonymous questionnaire, and just allowing the employees to come forth and say how they think the company is doing with equal opportunity and diversity, if they think that we need to do more, if they think that we're doing too much, which would be hard to do, but just seeing where they lie. Where do they think that it's at a good level? Do they think that we need some work in this and whatnot? I think that would just be really important, and people could come forth and it'd be anonymous, so nobody would know who they were, and so it's not like they'd be getting in trouble for it, but just to be really open and honest and make sure that they felt that diversity and equal opportunity was being upheld within the workplace. And then lastly, I thought periodically gathering the data, and like I said before, seeing where we lie as a company. Who do we employ? Seeing all the different groups. Do we employ a lot of minorities? Do we not? Do we employ a lot of women, men, all that kind of thing? And I just thought that was very important. So thank you so much for listening and watching my video. Hope you guys have a great day. Yep.